So when I was 13 years old, I was at school one day and I was just in regular classes and I began to feel extremely sick. I did not know what was going on. No one around me understood what was happening. All we knew is that I was not feeling good and I could not explain what was happening. I was taken to the hospital with my family next to me and we waited an entire day before they finally told me that I had diabetes. When they said those words to me, it did not sound like I had diabetes. They basically told me that we had diabetes as a family because it's something that we all have to deal with together and it affects everybody.
I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 22 years old, and as of now I've had it for over half my life. So I've become pretty accustomed to what it is to live with diabetes. When my daughter at 18 months old was diagnosed with diabetes, a whole new world opened to me in terms of what a child with diabetes has to experience. And I have to say, she's had it since she was 18 months old. She's almost 7 now. And as a parent, to watch what she goes through in terms of her sight changes and her blood sugar checks and her not being able to eat when she wants to eat and not being able to have a piece of cake at a birthday party that she goes to because of her diabetes, the way she deals with it is amazing to me. And I think that diabetes definitely causes children to mature a lot faster than they really should have to. And I look at her, my daughter, as my hero.
I was first given a call. I was out of town on business, and I got a call and immediately left and got back to Orlando and went to the hospital. And the next morning when the doctors told us that she had diabetes, I said, no, that can't be, that's impossible. She never even drank soda, she always drank water. She never ate a lot of candies and sweet things, but they told me no, the pancreas had stopped producing insulin. And in order to get my daughter out of the hospital, we required 8 hours of education with 2 endocrinologists. I remember asking them for a pad and pen, and I wrote down and took notes to make sure I didn't miss anything because they were going to give us a test and make sure we knew what we were doing before they let us leave the hospital with our daughter.
I went in for what I thought was going to be a upper respiratory infection just to get some antibiotics. They tested my sugar and my sugar was 417 and referred me to my doctor immediately. And when I went in to my doctor, he sent me for blood work and it came back and I was diagnosed in 2008 with diabetes. And it's changed my life forever.
But I'll never forget when we're in the intensive care unit after a few hours of them infusing her with insulin through 2 IVs. She's sitting on the floor of the intensive care unit playing like she hadn't for over 2 months. And I thought to myself, I have my daughter back.